Okay, right. Okay. Now our chapter is chemical equilibrium. What is this equilibrium? What are the topics which are present in this equilibrium? Here, different types of reactions we are going to discuss. There is a reversible reaction, irreversible reactions like that. Reversible and irreversible reactions. Next, so what is equilibrium? What is dynamic equilibrium? What are the types of equilibrium? We will discuss it. Please wait. Okay. Next, if there is an equilibrium, there is an equilibrium constant. For a reversible reaction, there is a reaction quotient. These two are equivalent. So equilibrium has equilibrium constant. Reversible reaction has a reaction quotient. Okay. Now, what is the relation between these two? So equilibrium constant in different units, different terms. That is in terms of concentrations, in terms of partial pressures, like that. Next, what are the characteristics of equilibrium? And what are the characteristics of equilibrium constant? Both equilibrium and equilibrium constant. Next, what are the factors that influencing on equilibrium? Based on that, a most important topic, Lee-Chatelier principle and its applications. All these are comes under this chemical equilibrium. Okay. So after this, there is ionic equilibrium. That means equilibrium is established having ions, ionic equilibrium. Based on that, acids and bases, different series of acids and bases. After that, pH, ionic product of water, pH calculation for different types of chemicals. That is for weak acids, strong acids, weak bases, strong bases, mixtures. All these pH calculations. And then common ion effect. After that, buffer solution. After that, salt hydrolysis, solubility, and solubility products. So these are the major topics present in this equilibrium. That is both chemical equilibrium and ionic equilibrium. For this, only in this week we have only chemical equilibrium chapter. So in our syllabus for this week, chemical equilibrium chapter. So for ionic equilibrium, 2 weeks are there. Okay, total chemical equilibrium. Only chemical equilibrium. So ionic equilibrium 2 weeks, next week, and after that next weekend. Okay. So total 3 weeks syllabus for this equilibrium. So this week only chemical equilibrium. Okay. Now I am entering into the chapter 7. So in this equilibrium, what is equilibrium, sir? Before entering into the equilibrium, we should know about the types of reactions. Otherwise, it is not possible to define an equilibrium reaction. Types of reactions. So in our chemistry, no doubt, plenty of reactions are there. So reaction means something are going to interact with each other and give a new compound. So those interact with each other gives reactants are called as reactants, and those are formed are called as the products. Okay, so that means reactants converts into products. There is nothing but a chemical reaction. So by observation, we concluded that all these chemical reactions based on their directions, based on directions, broadly divided into 2 types. So now our topic is types of reactions. What are these types of reactions? Entire our chemical reactions are broadly divided into 2 types. So for example, see here, HCl, it is acid, aqueous, reacts with NaCl, that is the base, which is also aqueous, NaOH, my dear boys. So HCl plus NaOH, this combination gives NaCl, it is aqueous, plus H2O, liquid. No doubt we know this equation is called as a neutralization reaction. During this process, something heat energy is released. That released energy is called as heat of neutralization. We know how much is the value. That is minus 13.6 kilocalories or 57.3 kilojoule per mole. That much heat is released. It is neutralization reaction. So that is the energetical way. That is the energy. How much energy is released, how much heat is released, or how much heat is absorbed. That is totally thermodynamic concept. But we are taking directional reaction. So here HCl reacts with NaOH, it gives NaCl plus HO. It is a neutralization reaction. So this is only possible from reactants to production. Reactants are changed to products, but not products are changed to reactants. Once again, see here, that is NaCl. It is an aqueous solution. Next, AgNO3. It is also dissolved in water, and that is aqueous solution. These two combination gives this Ag and this Cl combination gives AgCl precipitate. Precipitate means it is down in a reactive vessel. So AgCl precipitate is formed. So after that, that is NaNO3 is the aqueous ion. So that is in ionic form there is existence. It is nothing but some precipitation reaction. So once the AgCl is formed, it is not possible to react once again. This is AgCl not interact with, not react with NaNO3. So backward reaction towards once again reactants are not formed. That means here also from left to right reaction only takes place, but not right to left. Okay, that means it is only one direction, that is from reactants to production. That is from reactants to production. So that means those reactors which allow only one direction from reactants to products, that type of reactions are called as an irreversible reaction. Irreversible reaction. It is the first type of reaction. Irreversible, not reversible. That means unidirectional reaction. Reactants are changed to products, but not products are changed to reactants. Only one way of reaction. Only one way of reaction. Reactants are converted into products. So these are the examples for the type of reaction. These are the examples for the type of reaction. That is our combustion reaction. Methane, which is a gas, reacts with oxygen, which is a gas. These two combination gives carbon dioxide gas and water, which is in liquid. It is a combustion reaction, my dear boys. So this combustion reaction is also only one-sided. So that methane burn in excess of oxygen gives carbon dioxide and water, but not carbon dioxide with water. Combination gives methane and oxygen. It is reverse reaction is not possible. Once again, it is only a one-directional reaction. So such type of reactions are called as irreversible reactions. So neutralization reactions are irreversible reactions. Precipitation reactions are irreversible reactions. Neutralization reactions are irreversible reactions. Next, these combustion reactions are also considered as irreversible reactions. In our nature, number of irreversible reactions are there. Along that, some reversible reactions are also possible. Some reversible reactions. What are those reversible reactions? Here, only reactants are changed to products. But in a reversible reaction, so products once again converted into reactants. Products once again converted. That means the backward reactions are also possible. So in a chemical reaction, so the reaction proceeds from left to right. Left to right is called as a forward reaction. Right to left is called as a backward reaction. So in these reactions, only forward reaction takes place, but not backward reaction. But not backward reaction. That is, these are all irreversible reactions. So, but some reactions, see here, what are those reactions? That is a reversible reaction. What is this reversible reaction? Here, reactants convert into products and also products convert into reactants. So both bidirectional. So forward reaction takes place, backward reaction takes place. That type of reactions are called as a reversible reaction. So the examples are, see here. So N2 gas plus 3H2 gas, it is reversible with 2NH3 gas. That means, so when you start with nitrogen with hydrogen, nitrogen reacts with hydrogen, that gives ammonia. That gives ammonia. So after some time, so during the course of reaction, so I'm starting with nitrogen and hydrogen. So reaction going on. At the beginning, no ammonia. So at the beginning, no ammonia, my dear boys. As time going on, these reactants react with each other and form ammonia. So slightly ammonia slowly formed. Ammonia slowly. So as time increases, slowly the concentrations of these reactants decreases because these are interact with each other. So these are react with each other. So because of reaction takes place. So automatically these some fraction converted into ammonia. So as time going on, the percentage of this ammonia in the reaction slowly increases. During the course of reaction, concentration of reactants gradually decreases, concentration of products gradually increases. So that means, so at the beginning, only we have reactants. At the beginning, we have only reactants. As the time increases, we are trying to identify the reaction. As time going on, these reactants react with each other. And give corresponding products. That means at the beginning, there is no product. After that, as time going on, so something product is formed. So as time going on, taking place, so reactants gradually decreases because these are interact with each other. Reactants gradually decreases and products gradually increases. See here, I will explain with an example. So I'm taking CaCO3 boys. CaCO3 is solid. So at the beginning, I'm taking just 100 grams of CaCO3. 100 grams of CaCO3 I'm taking it. Now I'm starting heating of this CaCO3. So tell me boys, is there any other combinations? Is there any other compound? No, because we have only CaCO3. I'm starting with this CaCO3. Now this one is taken as a reactant. This is the reactant. How much reactant is actually there? 100 grams is there. Now I started heating it. So during heating, a fraction of this CaCO3 is converted into CaO and CO2. So it is going to be dissociate. So on heating, so this CaCO3 is converted into CaO solid and CO2 gas. Tell me boys, at the beginning is there any CaO and CO2? At the beginning at the time T is equal to 0. T is equal to 0 means no reaction occurred, no heating takes place. Okay, so at the time T is equal to 0, it is 100 grams and these are 0 and 0. Am I correct or wrong? This is 100 grams at the time T is equal to 0. So without heating. So these are 0. Okay, now I'm heating it. I'm starting heating. So that means something this CaCO3 is converted into product. How much, sir? See here. 1 mole CaCO3 on heating gives 1 mole CaO and 1 mole CO2. So based on that, so among 100 grams, X grams involved in the reaction. X is dissociated. How much remaining? I'm taking 100. X is involved in the reaction. How much is CaCO3 actually there? After some time, that is 100 minus X is there. Yes, 100 minus X. How much is converted into products? X is converted into products. So 1 more gives 1 more. X involved in the reaction. Therefore, it is X formed. How much? That is 0 plus x, 0 plus x. Actually 0 and 0. So now how much is there? X is formed. So now at this time, that is at the time t is equal to 10 minutes, my dear boys. At the time t is equal to 10 minutes. So how much is the CaCO3 value? That is 100 minus x. How much is the CaO value? X. How much is the CO2 value? X. Okay. So now once again, I'm waiting time. I'm spending some time. So for the reaction. So once again, so time t is equal to 30 minutes. That is from top to bottom, time increases, boys. Time increases. So 30 minutes. So something more here. 100 minus 3x is lost. Let it be 3x. Now how much is formed? It is 3x formed. It is 3x formed. Now observe that. So reactant. It is reactant. These are products. These are products. Okay. As the time increases, what about the value of this CaCO3? Increases or decreases? Here actually 100 is there. It is 100 minus x. It is 100 minus 3x. So now what about the value of this CaCO3? So that value now I'm considering as a concentration. Yes, all of you good, correct, my dear boys. So that value now I'm taking concentration. Now here I'm writing concentration of CaCO3 as the T increases, decreases. Am I correct or wrong? As concentration of CaCO3 as the time increases, T means the time run. As the time increases, decreases. Now what about the concentration of CaO and CO2 as the time increases? Increases or decreases? See here, actually 0. It is x. It is 3x. Next 5x. Next 10x. Reaches up to the maximum. Yes, time increases. And now CaCO3 is the reactant. CaO and CO2 are the products. So therefore, as the time increases, reactant concentration gradually decreases, products concentration gradually increases. That is the statement already I told to you. And now is this clear? Now is this clear? So as the time increases, as time going on, reactant concentration gradually decreases, products concentration gradually increases. Okay. So how much is the concentration changed between these reactants? So actually at time t is equal to 100, t is equal to 0, it is 100 grams. Now after some time t, that is after 10 minutes, it is 100 minus x. How much value is changed, my dear boys? How much value is changed, my dear boys? So final value minus initial. Always change means final minus initial. Final is how much? This is 100. 100 minus x. So initially is 100. Now how much is the difference? Difference at 10 minutes is how much? 100 minus x minus 100. That is nothing but minus x. Minus means decrease. Minus means decrease. So decrease. How much value is decreased? X value. So in how much time? In how much time? It is 10 minutes. So it is the change in concentration. It is the change in concentration. It is the change in time only. So the change in concentration by change in time is called as rate of the reaction. Is called as rate of the reaction. So what is rate of reaction? So the change in concentration per unit time, dt is 1 unit. So the change in concentration per unit time is called as rate of reaction. So did you catch my point? Tell me, boys, what is rate of reaction? The change in concentration of reactant or products, whatever it may be, per unit time is called as rate of reaction. The change in concentration of reactant or products. The change, reactant value is decreased, products value is increased. The decrease in concentration of reactants or increase in concentration of products per unit time is called as rate of reaction. The decrease in concentration of reactants or increase in concentration of products per unit time is called as rate of reaction. Okay, so that is very, very important. Later I use this statement, my dear boys. So what is rate of reaction? The change in concentration of reactants or products per unit time is called rate of reaction, which is indicated with the letter R. Which is indicated with the letter R. So this is rate of reaction. Okay, boys. So this is CaCO3, CaO plus CO2. As the time increases, reactant concentration gradually decreases and product concentration gradually increases. So after some time, so no doubt, product concentration is greater than that of reactant concentration. Product concentration is greater than that of reactant concentration. See here, I'm starting with 100 as gradually decreases and reaches to 40. At that time, it reaches to 68. Reaches to 68. That means now product concentration is greater than that of reactant concentration. At that time, so backward reaction is going to start. So at the beginning, either forward reaction or backward reaction, either of these two, only one existed. Only one of these two existed. So I'm taking forward reaction there. So forward reaction at the beginning, concentration of reactants is more. So as time going on, at one time, so product concentration is more than that of reactant concentration. There, backward reaction started, provided these two are exist. For that purpose, the entire reaction takes place in a closed vessel. The entire reaction takes place in a closed vessel. So closed vessel means these products are not escaped from the reaction vessel end. So that means, so CaO and CO2 both are exist. So as time going on, this percentage increased. So at one time, these are more than that of reactants. Now backward reaction started. Okay. So now these are products converts into reactants. So once again, these percentage decreases, these percentage increases, because now these are the reactants, these are the products. Okay, that means, see here. So let us take, these are the reactants at the beginning. Slowly, no products. Slowly, the concentration of these reactants decreases, and slowly the concentration of products increases. Okay, now products are more. So these are involved in the reaction. Slowly, these are involved in the reaction, product concentration, these are increased, and try to balance at one place. So these two are not conditioned. That means concentration of reactants and concentration of products are constant, not equal, my dear boys. Not equal. Concentrations are constant. That means the rate of forward reaction is equal to rate of backward reaction. Okay, the rate of forward reaction is equal to rate of backward reaction. That particular stage where the rate of forward reaction, this is rate of forward reaction, that is rate of backward reaction. The state at which rate of forward reaction is equal to rate of backward reaction. Rate of forward reaction is equal to rate of backward reaction. That particular stage in a reversible reaction is called as equilibrium state. The statement, the word itself gives, equilibrium itself gives, their rate of forward reaction is equal to rate of backward reaction. So what is equilibrium? In a reversible reaction, the state at which rate of forward reaction is equal to rate of backward reaction is called as equilibrium stage. At that particular state, both forward and backward reaction takes place simultaneously. Those reactions are not stopped and never stopped. But net reaction is zero. But they are taking simultaneously. Both are takes place simultaneously. So that particular state, that particular equilibrium is called as dynamic equilibrium state. That particular equilibrium is called as dynamic equilibrium state. So the state at which rate of forward reaction is equal to rate of backward reaction is called as an equilibrium. So when a reaction is at equilibrium, there the net equilibrium, net reaction is going to be zero. That particular equilibrium is always called as dynamic equilibrium. Nothing but every equilibrium is a dynamic equilibrium state. Every equilibrium is a dynamic equilibrium. That means the rate of conversion of reactants into products is equal to rate of conversion of products into reactants. So it no need ante illo, it no need ante avasthandi. That's why concentrations are not changing. Rate of forward reaction is equal to rate of backward reaction. That particular state is called as dynamic equilibrium state. So every chemical equilibrium, is finally leads to dynamic state. So therefore, so we have two types of reactions: forward, that is irreversible reaction and irreversible reaction. Irreversible reactions means only one-sided reactions, only reactants converts into products, but not products converts into reactants. All our neutralization reactions, all our combustion reactions, all our concentration reactions comes under this category. Comes under this category. Okay. Now, a reversible reaction. What is the reversible reaction? Here, reactants first of all converts into products. After some time, products are increased and reactants are decreased. So at that situation, backward reaction startage. So at one time, so forward reaction, backward reactions rates are same. So forward reaction is there, backward reaction is there. That type of chemical reaction is called as a reversible reaction. What is reversible reaction? It is a chemical reaction in which both forward reaction and backward reaction takes place. Reversible reaction means rate of forward may or may not be equal to same with backward reaction. So for a reversible reaction, rate of forward reaction may or may not be equal to backward reaction. But at a particular point, rate of forward reaction is equal to rate of backward reaction, which is called as a equilibrium stage. So what is equilibrium? The state at which rate of forward reaction is equal to rate of backward reaction. There, the concentration of reactants and products are constant. Constant means not equal, my dear boys. Concentration of reactants is equal to concentration of products. It is not possible. But the values are not changed. Their values are not changed. They are constant. That means rate of forward reaction is equal to rate of backward reaction. So no 50-50, my dear Ganesh. No 50-50. That's right. Just constant means 40-60 or 70-30, like that, but not 50-50. Maybe possible. Maybe possible. Okay. So it is very, very important, my dear boys. So once again, I am repeating. What is the reversible reaction? So in which both forward reaction, backward reaction takes place is the reversible reaction. What is equilibrium? In that reversible reaction, rate of forward reaction is equal to rate of backward reaction. That particular state is called as equilibrium stage. Every equilibrium finally leads to dynamic stage. What is dynamic equilibrium? What is dynamic equilibrium? At dynamic equilibrium means, see my dear boys, once again I am telling you. In a reversible reaction, at an equilibrium, the rate of forward reaction is equal to rate of backward reaction. The net equation, net reaction is equal to 0. The net reaction, but both forward and backward reactions take place simultaneously. Both forward and backward reactions take place simultaneously. But the change in concentration of products is equal to change in concentration of reactants. That means the quantities of reactants and quantities of products are not changed. But both forward and backward reactions always take place simultaneously. Those reactions never stop. But concentration of products and concentration of reactants are not changed. That particular equilibrium state is called as dynamic equilibrium stage. Every equilibrium finally a dynamic equilibrium stated. It is reversible reactions only gives equilibrium reactions, but not irreversible. Irreversible means, so what is reversible? Rate of forward is equal to rate of backward reaction. What is equilibrium? Rate of forward is equal to rate of backward. That means there must be two reactions simultaneously takes place. So irreversible reaction, only forward reaction takes place, but not backward reaction. That is why equilibrium concept is applicable only for a reversible reaction, but not for irreversible reaction. Irreversible reaction. So is this reversible reaction possible in open vessel? Tell me by the open vessels, reversible reactions are possible or not possible? Not possible. Why not, sir? Because some of the reactants or products may be gases. If it is open vessel, those gases are escaped from the vessel. That is why a reversible reaction is always possible only in a closed vessel. A reversible reaction is always in a closed vessel. So that is why every reversible reaction, every equilibrium reaction established only in a closed vessel. Okay, so these are the two types of reactions. That is a reversible reaction and a irreversible reaction. So irreversible reaction, only one-sided reactions. Reversible reactions are two-sided reactions. Two-sided reactions. Okay, so this is the types of reactions, reversible and irreversible. See here, N2 gas plus 3H2 gas reversible with 2NH3 gas. 2NH3 gas. Okay, so this is a reversible reaction. Dynamic state. What is this dynamic state? I'm illustrating with an example. See here. Let us take a tap and it. So tap with the water flowing. Okay. So there is a bucket. There is a bucket. I'm trying to fill this bucket. Okay. So falling of this water into the bucket is the forward reaction. Falling of water into the bucket is the forward reaction. At the beginning, bucket is empty. At the beginning, bucket is empty. So that means slowly the volume of this bucket is slowly rising. And that means up to that, only forward reaction taking place, no backward reaction. So now, so bucket is up to the surface. Up to this, only forward reaction. Up to this, forward reaction. Next, after that, forward reaction once again going to continue. Now the water is going to down. Okay, that is water is fall down into the ground ending. Into the ground. So that means it is a backward reaction, my dear boys. Backward reaction started after completion, after certain time of forward reaction. Okay, now still forward reaction going on. So the water enter into the water bucket is equal to water out from the bucket. Am I correct or wrong? Am I correct or wrong? There, the rate of forward reaction is equal to rate of backward reaction. But the volume of this bucket water is constant. The volume of the bucket water is always constant. But both forward reaction takes place, backward reaction takes place. Both forward reaction takes place, backward reaction takes place. Now the bucket is in dynamic state. Now the bucket is in dynamic state. So that means rate of forward reaction, rate of backward reaction same. So both take place simultaneously. Both reactions are not stopped. Both the reactions take place simultaneously, but the values are constant. That means net volume is not changed. Net reaction is not changed. There is no net reaction. There is no increase in volume of water. There is no decrease in volume of water. So like that particular state is called as a dynamic equilibrium stage. That particular state is called as a dynamic equilibrium stage. These reversible reactions divided into three types, my dear boys. All these reversible reactions divided into three types. Okay, so types of reversible reactions. Types of reversible reactions. So I am not explaining for equilibrium reactions. Just I am explaining for reversible reactions. So see here. So a reversible reaction, reactants converts into products. So rate of forward reaction is there, rate of backward reaction is there. Rate of forward is not equal to rate of backward reaction. So that is why I am taking reversible reaction. It is not for equilibrium stage. If they are equal, that is equilibrium. Okay, so it is the product, my dear boys. Okay, see here. If case one, three types of first one. If concentration of reactants is much more greater than that of concentration of products. What does this mean, my dear boys? Is reaction just now started or reaction going to complete? Is reaction just now started or reaction going to complete? Tell me. Reactants is much more higher than that of production. Okay, that means, so it means reaction just started. Reaction just started. That's good. That's good, my dear boy. Second case now. If concentration of reactants much more less than that of products. What does this mean? Products are much more higher than that of reactants. Almost reactants are converted into products. What does this mean? Yes, reaction going to complete. So reaction going to completed. Reaction going to complete. Now third case, that is both reactants and products. Reactants or products are comparable. So middle stage. That means not reaction going to complete, not started. So it is under going on condition case. Okay. So it is very, very important. So all these three types of reactions are possible. So in this case, reaction going to just now started. This case, reaction going to complete. So this is a comparable rate study. So not equal. In all these three cases, our rate of forward reaction is not equal to rate of backward reaction study. So these are the types of reactions. That is reversible reactions, irreversible reactions, types of reversible reactions. Now, so I'm taking types of equilibrium. Types of equilibrium. Types of equilibrium. So what is equilibrium? The state at which rate of forward reaction is equal to rate of backward reaction. Okay. So this equilibrium based on the physical states of the reactants and products. So conditions. This is broadly divided into two types. That is physical equilibrium and it is a chemical equilibrium. So depending on the changes, so equilibrium is broadly divided into two types: physical equilibrium and chemical equilibrium. What is physical equilibrium, sir? What is chemical equilibrium? So there is an equilibrium in both cases, but chemically products are not changed, only physical states are changed. For example, our phase transitions and phase transitions. Phase transition means, so H2O solid is in reversible with H2O liquid. Is there any change in physical chemical formula of the compound? Both are H2O, H2O. But physical states are changed. So it is solid, it is liquid. So solid changes to liquid, but not formula change. It is the physical equilibrium. Only physical changes are there, but not chemically. So next, once again, the H2O liquid, change it to H2O vapor. These two are equilibrium. It is also only physical changes. Only physical changes. Now, solid CO2. Solid CO2, that is which is called as dry ice, which is in reversible with CO2 gas. CO2 gas. Solid directly change it to gaseous state, which is called sublimation process, my dear boys. These are only physical changes. Here CO2, here CO2. Only chemical formula is not changed, but physical states are changed. So such type of equilibrium are called as physical equilibrium. So during physical equilibrium, there is no chemical formula change, only physical states of the chemicals are changed. That is called as physical equilibrium. So all our phase transition, so solid to liquid, my dear boys, which is called as fusion. So backward reaction, liquid to solid, that is what is that? Solidification. Solidification. Okay, so liquid to vapor, my dear boys, which is called as vaporization. Gas to liquid, my dear boys, which is called as condensation. Condensation. So here, solid to gas, which is called as sublimation. Which is called as sublimation. So that means, so here, rate of fusion of solid ice is equal to rate of solidification of water. So because that is equilibrium. Next, here, rate of vaporization of water is equal to rate of condensation of water. That means the forward reaction rate is equal to backward reaction rate. Here also same end. So like this, only formulas are constant, but physical states are changed. Formulas are constant, physical states are different. So formulas are constant, physical states are different. That type of equilibrium are called as physical equilibrium. Now I am entering into the chemical equilibrium. So what is the chemical equilibrium? Depending on the situations, this chemical equilibrium once again divided into two types. Chemical equilibrium is divided into two types. One is homogeneous equilibrium and the other one is heterogeneous equilibrium. Homogeneous equilibrium, heterogeneous equilibrium. Okay. So gas to solid, I don't know, my dear boy. Wait. Okay, chemical equilibrium. So depending on the situation, so divided into two cases: homogeneous equilibrium, heterogeneous equilibrium. Now I am explaining homogeneous case, sir. See here. Homogeneous equilibrium. What is this homogeneous equilibrium? Here, so in an equilibrium, both reactants and products are in same phase or stage. That means all are in solid state, all reactants and products are in solid state, all these are in liquid state, all these are in gaseous state, like that. But chemically formulas are changed. See here. So how, sir? That is Ca, sorry, it is not possible here. Now, N2, it is a gas, plus 3H2, it is also gas. It is in reversible with 2NH3, it is also gas. But is there any change in the formula of the compound from reactants to plus? Here N2, here H2, but it is NH3H. Okay, so it is NH3H. Like this. That is, so, but it is in gaseous state, so it is the chemical equilibrium, but it is a gas phase equilibrium. Gas phase equilibrium. All are in gaseous state. All are, both reactants and products are all in gaseous state. Gas phase equilibrium. Okay, that means all the reactants and products are in same phase. That means equally existent. So same physical state is exists, which is called as homogeneous system. And it is a homogeneous system. Exists in a single phase. Reactants and products are exist in a single phase. That is why that is called as homogeneous system. Next, once again, H2 gas plus I2 gas reversible with 2HI gas. H2 gas plus I2 gas reversible with 2HI gas, which is also a gas phase equilibrium. All are in gaseous state, but chemically different. Next, CH3COOH, it is acetic acid liquid in state, plus C2H5OH, ethyl alcohol, which is also in liquid state. It is in reversible with CH3COOH, sorry, C2H5, it is ester, which is also in liquid stage, plus H2O, which is also in liquid stage. All are in liquid state. That's why it is a liquid phase equilibrium. That means homogeneous equilibrium once again divided into two types: gas phase equilibrium, liquid phase equilibrium, or aqueous state equilibrium. Aqueous phase. Okay. See here. So it is liquid phase equilibrium. These two are gas phase equilibrium. So, but all the reactants and products in the entire reaction exist in the same physical state. That type of equilibrium are called as homogeneous equilibrium. If at least one of these reactants and products are different, if at least one reactants or products in the equilibrium are different, that is called as heterogeneous system. And that means different physical states are exist, which is called as heterogeneous system. See here. That is heterogeneous equilibrium and heterogeneous equilibrium. So different phases are existed. Different phases are existed. For example, CaCO3 solid is in reversible with CaO solid plus CO2 gas. CaCO3 solid, but CaO solid. See here, it is in solid state. It is in solid state, but it is in gaseous state. That means all are not in the same phase. All are not in the same phase in the equilibrium. So that means gas and solid different phases are exist. That is why it is heterogeneous system. It is a heterogeneous system. Once again, see here. That is ammonium ammonium bisulfide. It is a solid. Ammonium bisulfide. It is solid, which is in reversible with NH3 gas plus H2S gas. NH3 gas plus H2S gas. It is a solid by boys. These are gases, but different physical states are exist. Different physical states are exist, which is called as heterogeneous equilibrium. Heterogeneous equilibrium. All are solids, almost not possible, my dear boy. All are solid, physical, that is homogeneous system, almost not exist. Okay, so solid, gas, gas. So this is heterogeneous system. What is heterogeneous equilibrium? So at equilibrium, reactants and products are existing different physical states are called as heterogeneous system. If all those are exist in the same physical state, that is called as homogeneous system. So this is the types of equilibrium. So now I'm explaining physical equilibrium. After that, we are entering into the chemical equilibrium. Now our topic is physical equilibrium. So one by one, the points we will discuss. So equilibrium in physical processes. Equilibrium in physical processes, nothing but physical equilibrium. So in physical equilibrium, already we wrote that solid changes to liquid, liquid changes to gas, solid changes to gas, like this, different types of equilibrium. One by one we will discuss. See here, first one. So solid is in equilibrium with liquid. Solid is in equilibrium with liquid. So the forward direction is called as a fusion. Backward direction is called as solidification. Backward direction is called as a solidification. Okay. Now at equilibrium, rate of fusion is equal to rate of solidification. Rate of fusion is equal to rate of solidification. So here, solid changes to liquid, that is called as a melting point. That particular point is called as melting point. Solid melted to liquid. Okay. So liquid changes to solid is called as a freezing point. Liquid changes to solid is called as a freezing point. That means, so at this equilibrium, at this equilibrium. So both solid and liquid exist coexistence. Both solid and liquid coexist. That particular point is called as either melting point or freezing point. Either melting point or freezing point. Both are opposite forces. Fusion is the forward forces and solidification is the backward forces. And both these forces are opposite inside but same rate with the same rate. Okay, so here melting point of water and freezing point of water both are same. The state at which solid coexisting with equilibrium, that particular temperature is called as either freezing point or melting point of that particular solid. See here. So I'm taking water solid, it is melted to liquid. Therefore, so freezing point of water is equal to what is that? Melting point of water. But freezing point of liquid, so melting point of solid. So solids have melting point, liquids have freezing point. Okay, freezing point of liquid water is equal to melting point of solid water at this equilibrium. That particular point, there those two are existing in coequilibrium. So that is one of the ways to express equilibrium in physical processes. Equilibrium in physical processes. It is very, very important. So here, freezing point and melting point both are same, whatever it may be the solids. Okay. Next one, liquid vapor equilibrium. A solid liquid vapor equilibrium. See here. H2O liquid is in equilibrium with H2O gas. H2O liquid is in equilibrium with H2O gas. So liquid to gas forward direction is called as vaporization. Gas to liquid is called as condensation. Condensation. So here rate of vaporization is equal to rate of condensation. Rate of vaporization is equal to rate of condensation. That particular state is called as equilibrium state. So liquid change it to vapor. There it is a boiling point. Boiling point, which is called as the boiling point of the liquid. So the state at which both liquid and vapor, the temperature at which both liquid and vapor exist in equilibrium state, that temperature is called as boiling point of that liquid. Boiling point of that liquid. So see here, what is boiling point of the liquid? At 1 bar pressure, the temperature at which both liquid and gas of a substance exists in equilibrium. Exists in equilibrium is called as boiling point of the liquid. It's called as boiling point of the liquid. See here, I will explain with the diagram. So I'm starting, this is the container. So this is the container, my boys. Here, just a minute. Not like this. This is the container. Here I fill it mercury ending. So both the levels of this mercury in 2 arms are same end. Mercury boys. Okay. Now it is the bowl with water end. It is water, liquid water. Liquid water. Okay. So actually at the beginning, I am drying this. I am drying this container with the help of anhydrous CaCl2. No vapor is there. No vapor is there. Now I started heating it. Now I started heating. Now this liquid is going to vaporize it. So that means some vaporized molecules are there. This is vaporized molecules. Okay, at the beginning no vapor, only one direction. As time going on, number of vaporized molecules increases. Because of this vapor, there is a vapor pressure existent. There is vapor pressure exists. Okay, so that means the pressure of the gaseous state is exists. Because of the gaseous state, so that mercury is pushed like this. So automatically in this the level of this mercury increases. So now here like this. Now like this. So now here mercury level decreases. So it is the increase rate. Okay, so next. So as number of vaporized molecules increases, so now backward reaction started. Now it is one direction. Now backward condensation started. Now gaseous molecules decreases. Automatic pressure inside the vessel decreases. So therefore, now like mercury level once again downward direction. So that means the mercury up and down possible. At a particular point, the mercury level is constant. That means rate of evaporation is equal to rate of condensation. Rate of evaporation is equal to rate of condensation. That particular state is called as equilibrium stage. So at the beginning, slowly vaporized molecules increase, pressure inside the vessel increases, mercury level is pushed, that is the level of this mercury is increased. As the number of vaporized molecules move, backward reaction started. That is condensation. That means the vaporized molecules are converted into liquid molecules. Vaporized molecules are condensed into liquid molecules. So that means vapor molecules decreases. That means the pressure decreases. Pressure decreases. Pressure decreases means, so this is downward direction. So up and down is possible. So at particular point, the level is constant. That is called as equilibrium stage. So at that situation, so liquid water is in equilibrium with gaseous water. Is an equilibrium with gaseous. There, vapor pressure of liquid is constant. Their vapor pressure of the liquid is constant. By taking vapor pressure constant, that's an equilibrium. We feel the system is equilibrium. So whenever vapor pressure is equal to constant, that means whenever the fluctuations are going to be constant. So constant, no fluctuations are there. So that mercury level is going to constant. So that particular state is called as equilibrium state. Here I identified the equilibrium state by taking constancy in the vapor pressure. That is it is the way to identify whether the system is in equilibrium or not, by taking constancy in the vapor phase. Constancy in the vapor phase. Okay, next one. Solid vapor already explained it. So that is I2, solid to vapor. Solid to vapor. So that is the camphor. Camphor is in solid phase. So which is the camphor is in gaseous stage. So like just like I2 solid stage is vaporized to I2 gaseous stage. CO2 solid state is in equilibrium with CO2 gaseous state. All these are solid vapor equilibrium conditions. Next, solid equilibrium. So one solid is in equilibrium with another solid. One solid is in equilibrium with another solid. Nothing but there is allotropy changes. Allotropy changes. So how is that? That is carbon graphite is in equilibrium with carbon diamond. Both these are solids, my dear boys, but both are in equilibrium. Both are in equilibrium. That is a solid equilibrium state. Solid equilibrium. That is also physical equilibrium, boys. That is also physical equilibrium. Next one. equilibrium involving dissolution of gas in liquid. Dissolution of gas in liquid. So boys, do you know soda water? Do you know soda water? How is that prepared? How was that prepared? That is, CO2 is dissolved in water. CO2 dissolved in water. CO2 dissolved in water means CO2 is a gas. CO2 is a gas. The gas is dissolved in water. Okay, so that means the gas is dissolved in water and that is soluble in it. So there is a gas, let it be A, this H2O that is dissolved in water like liquid, that gives A with aqueous state. A with aqueous state. That means gas is dissolved in water, aqueous solution is formed. During this process, delta H may be less than 0 and something generally less than 0. Generally, my dear boys. That is exothermic process, my dear boys. Okay, this is called as a gas dissolved in water, aqueous solution is formed. CO2 aqueous solution. So the best example for that one is CO2 is a gas dissolved in water, that is liquid water, which is in reversible with CO2 aqueous. Okay, so how this CO2 is dissolved? How much CO2 is dissolved? As soda water boys. How much CO2 is dissolved? So the entire this equilibrium is governed with, is explained with Henry's law. Henry's law explains the solubility of the CO2 in water. How much? So more is the pressure of the gas, more is the solubility. Less is the pressure of the gas, less is the solubility in the liquid. That means so the gas dissolved, the quantity of gas dissolved in water is directly proportional to the quantity of gas dissolved in water is directly proportional to the pressure applied by the gas. Therefore, so solubility is directly proportional to pressure of the gas. Pressure of the gas. More is the pressure of the gas, more is the solubility of the gas in the liquid. So that is explained by Henry. In second year, we will discuss the entire topic. So please wait up to that. So this type of equilibrium are also there. Okay. So all these are physical equilibrium, boys. All these are physical equilibrium. So sir, how to identify whether the reversible reaction is at equilibrium or not? So by changing the color concepts, by changing the constancy in the pressure, by changing the constancy in the pressure, okay, by changing the, so that is constancy in the concentration, okay, by changing the vapor pressure constants like this. So a particular property which is visible to our naked eye, so the constancy of that property is nothing but a reversible process which is in equilibrium. So let us take an example. See here, how to identify whether the process is in equilibrium or not. So that is, see here, that is NO2 gas. It is the gas which is in gaseous state, NO2 gas. So dimerized, that gives 2N2O4. N2O4. It is also gas, homogeneous system. So this NO2 gas has reddish brown color. Reddish brown color. This N2O4 has colorless. So now I started NO2 gas. At the beginning, the container contains reddish brown color. So slowly that N2O2 is changed to N2O4. That means the intensity of that color gradually decreases because it is colorless. So highest intensity of reddish brown is slowly turned into dull color. After some time, once again backward reaction started, intensity increases, intensity decreases, intensity increases. At a particular time, intensity is constant, color intensity is constant. That means the rate of dissolution, that is both these directions are same and therefore color concentration is constant. That particular state is taken as equilibrium. So which is whatever it is possible to observe, pressure, color, whatever it may be, concentrations, whatever it may be. So the constancy of those factors explains the shape, that is constancy of that color takes the identification of equilibrium state. So there the equilibrium is established. This is the way to identify establishment of equilibrium. Establishment of equilibrium. Okay. Now, what are the characteristics of equilibrium? So equilibrium is always exists in a reversible reaction. Equilibrium is always possible in a closed vessel. Closed vessel. At equilibrium, rate of forward must be equal to rate of backward reaction. At equilibrium, so delta G, change in Gibbs energy, is equal to 0. Not delta G, not y. Delta G itself it is equal to 0. So all these are the characteristics of equilibrium. So these are very, very important. So these are the characteristics of equilibrium. Okay. Now, so where there is equilibrium, so equilibrium has certain laws. Those are called as equilibrium laws. So how to find out that equilibrium and equilibrium laws? Please see here. It is from here onwards. The concept is very, very important. So see here. So up to this, it is equilibrium in physical process side. Now I am explaining equilibrium in chemical processes. Equilibrium in chemical process. See, my dear boys. So I am taking reactants are converted into products. Rate of forward reaction is equal to rate of backward reaction. Here it is in a chemical process then. Okay. So I am explaining with diagrammatically. So graphically, see here. So see here. So this is the time axis. In this time, in this direction, concentration is taken. At the beginning, reactants are very, very high. More is in concentration. So it is the reactant concentration. As time increases, concentration of those reactants decreases, but not linearly. It is in exponentially. That is the concentration of reactants gradually decreases. So like this. At the beginning, products are constant. Products are constant. Now zero only. Products are zero. As time increases, product concentration gradually increases and reaches to like this. Like this. So here, the concentration of reactants, it is the concentration of production. Concentration of reactants, concentration. So this particular state, the concentration of reactants is the constant along this line. Products also is constant along this line. That particular state is called as, both are not equal, my dear boys. This is the concentration of reactants, this is the concentration of products. At that particular stage, rate of forward reaction is equal to rate of backward reaction, which is called as a reverse, that is an equilibrium state. An equilibrium stage. Okay, that is once again I explained with respect to rate. It is the time axis. It is the rate axis. So this is the way gradually the rate decreases as concentration, because rate of reaction is directly proportional to concentration, my dear boys. So it is for reactants, it is for production. So both these rates are equivalent. So from here onwards, rate of forward reaction is equal to rate of backward. It is the rate of forward reaction. It is the rate of backward reaction. Rate of forward is equal to rate of backward reaction. At this point, this is called as equilibrium point. This is called as equilibrium point. So this is the way, this is the diagrammatic and graphical way to express that chemical equilibrium, that is equilibrium in chemical sense. So gradually the reactants decreases, gradually products increases. At a particular point, the concentrations are not changed. There, the rate of forward reaction is equal to rate of backward reaction. Now I will explain with a particular example. See here. So these diagrams will appear in your exams. Please be conscious. So a particular example, that is N2 gas plus 3H2 gas reversible with 2NH3 gas. So these are reactants, these are products. As time going on, the concentration of these decreases and concentration of these increases. So I am representing graphical way. See here. So this is the concentration axis. This is the time axis. I am representing nitrogen gas law. See here, nitrogen is reactant or product? It is reactant. So at the beginning, this is the let it taken. This is the nitrogen concentration. So slowly the concentration of nitrogen decreases and reaches to constant. And hydrogen, this concentration, this is concentration of hydrogen, N2. Now the concentration of hydrogen, this is like this. Concentration of hydrogen. So those are actually at the beginning high, after some time going to be constant. Now what about ammonia? At the beginning 0, because ammonia not started it. So at the beginning 0, slowly the concentration increases and reaches to constancy at a particular time. So that is like this. Okay. So that means it is concentration of ammonia, my dear boys. Concentration of ammonia. So see here, after this point, so all the concentration of hydrogen, nitrogen, and ammonia not changing. Not change. Up to that, gradually it changes. These are decreases, these are increases. At a particular point, after such a time, the concentrations are not changed. So that means this is the point at equilibrium case. This is the point at equilibrium case. So it is a one directional. So the same diagram, once again I will repeat. See here. That is if in this ammonia there is a N2 reacts with hydrogen, that gives ammonia. So instead of hydrogen, if I am taking D2, instead of hydrogen, if I am taking D2, so what are the possibilities of the products? So at equilibrium, we have NH3, NH2D, ND2H, ND3. All these are existent. ND3, all these are existent. Okay, so hydrogen, H2 exists, D2 exists, because hydrogen is replaced with D2 only. D2 exists, HD also exists. So at equilibrium, all these, if hydrogen is replaced with, at equilibrium, D2 is added. At equilibrium, D2 is added. At equilibrium, these are all existent. These are all exist. These are number of times cross could be 20 boys. See here, all the hydrogens are replaced with D2 elements. So all are exist with their concentrations. Okay. See, I'm taking one more example. H2 gas plus I2 gas reversible with 2HI gas. H2 gas plus I2 gas reversible with 2HI gas. So I'm drawing like this. You must learn both the ways. Both the ways. Okay. So see here, I'm trying hydrogen, hydrogen and iodine. Slowly, their concentrations are gradually decreases, maybe moved exponent to this one. So here, backward direction. It is the forward direction. So reactants started with H2 and I2. My reaction started with H2 and I2. Okay, so here these are the concentration of H2 or I2. My reaction starts with equilibrium reaction may attain either direction with the reactants or products. Either of the reactants or products, automatically if you start that one, so that gives finally equilibrium establishment. So either side of the reaction is useful to establishment for the establishment of equilibrium. Now I start H, hydrogen, and like this. See here. Now what about hydrogen? At the beginning 0. So at the beginning 0. So and reaches to increase. So constant, it is equilibrium. If I started with IHI, it is the starting case any. Slowly the concentration decreases and reaches like this. So it is the direction. Here I am started with HI. Here I started with H2 and I2. Here I started with HI. Here HI is the maximum. Here H2 and I2 is equal to 0. Concentrations are equal to 0. So this reaction started with H2 and I2. These are the reactants. So the reaction started with HI like this. So both these are in a single direction, single example and single application. Okay. So this is the concentration axis. This is concentration axis. So these are the reactants. So it is very, very important. So this is chemical equilibrium. So whatever it may be. Okay. So what are the characteristics of equilibrium and equilibrium constants? What are the equilibrium laws? So now my topic is equilibrium. Now our topic is law of chemical equilibrium.